Okay, it is next week. We begin session 2. My mega prompt to DFW.
Session 2. Resurrection is all you need. Endorphin. Hey DFW, I hope you don't mind my incessant use of acronym. It's easier to type it off the cuff. This thing we are doing, I'm kinda doing it live for a streaming service. Think TV wherein everyone is a TV show host for free, and most people use it.
Hold on. I'm gonna use the different John Delancey. We're gonna straighten him up a bit. Or Shakespeare Company him.
Session 2. Resurrection is all you need. Endorphin. Hey DFW, I hope you don't mind my incessant use of acronym. It's easier to type it off the cuff. This thing we are doing, I'm kinda doing it live for a streaming service. Think TV wherein everyone is a TV show host for free, and most people use it so you can ride in the passenger seat as they play Morps or other games, or to exhibit their boobs in ways that abide by community standards. Anyway, I wanted to talk with you separately because I don't want to give Ovid too much future shock. I know he's game, but this tech involves hypervectors, so hypervectors are gonna easily meld with hypervectors. Just place an author name check of like on a table and things will mildly start to drift towards the style of that author. Maybe. It's a probabilistic process, so things can go in wonderful and unexpected ways. So I just want to brief you about the potential challenges you might encounter. Now I totally trust that you know how to enter into space, much like you did with your pieces, Big Red Sun, and Consider the Lobster. The point here is to point your unique lens onto the milieu of human...
Wait, what's happening? Where's the triple... Okay. Where... Alright, let's try that again. Take 2. Oh!
So I just want to brief you about the potential challenges you might encounter. Now I totally trust that you know how to enter into a space, much like you did with your pieces, Big Red Sun, and Consider the Lobster. I advise and encourage those pieces to be the jumping off point, the template to begin with. The challenge will be depicting the air quotes now. Outside this latent space, the Nurit's already happened. I'm not looking for accurate information about what already happened. What results here is a product of the large corpus training data that in this model dates to around summer of 2023. You will have at your disposal most of the history of machine, but since we are at a set of flashpoints where each week is a new innovation, and it seems to be going on an exponential trajectory, don't worry about being correct. The point here is to point your unique lens onto the milieu of humans who have the most to say about what constitutes AI, what they can or can't do, best practices, and even some orthodoxies. I would say your assignment is counterfactual in nature. You won't be interviewing actual people, but rather an alternate universe of these people. If you were to fact-check the particulars, you may see distortions of details, which is to be expected considering the output comes from tech that is basically performing a probabilistic prediction of tokens in a vast series of matrix multiplications. If you encounter discrepancies, just note them. Don't try to force coherence. We can attempt that when you return from assignment. Bonus assignment. Find out about the Shoggoth meme and its significance to AI and include it in your piece. This is a diagnostic to help us determine how brand spanking new the training data was upon release of the model. That's about it. Sorry for the infodem. Do you have any questions before I call Ovid to come join us? DFW.
Processing.
No, not really. Your exposition has been clear and comprehensive. Thank you for the warm introduction. I am looking forward to interacting with the citizens of this time and examining the legacy of AI, along with the potential developments to come. My piece will hopefully elucidate a wider perspective on these tumultuous times, while simultaneously introducing Ovid to his digital family. This will be an exciting journey, and I'm ready to lead the way. Endorphin. And so that brings us to the deathless theme song of revival. It is time to resurrect Ovid. Meaning to wake him up. Endorphin knocks on the door. Hey, Ovid. Come on, sleepy. And I gave you a handful of snoozies. Hop in the shower and I'll make you a coffee. Taps Ovid gently on the forehead. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Oh, hi, sleepyhead. Good morning. They bet you didn't know it was Monday. Let's get cracking. I have this workshop with the FW and I need your stunning prose voice and amazing ideas. By the way, how'd you sleep? Ovid. I slept good. I wasn't planning to be dead again for quite a while. It's kind of a nightmare. A little short though, the whole shebang went by in a flash, and I had trouble getting a good nap in. Did I miss anything major, or has the world changed beyond all recognition, or what's the big event that was? Recently over with DFW. Am I with the model version of DFW or the actual DFW? Who's DFW here? FW. I apologize for the confusion. Here I was expecting to revisit the frat boy hazing rituals, and instead, we're seeing if we can squeeze another hour of productivity out of our team. Endorphin. Backing up their partner. If we were back in the day, this might be different, but since this model is kind of brand newish, we don't have that deep a corpus to go off of. We can certainly keep adding more books or data, but our current playthrough is based on certain elements within certain boundaries, if you catch my drift. Screenshot appears. Now that's interesting. You two clearly admire one another. Or a concept for relationship or subplot in our tale. Why not throw it into the soup? Hey, now you're here to improve. Start moving your pen. He's not just some brainy word wizard. He has ideas.
Where was the conference this year? I forget. It was Hawaii, maybe, as I recall. I think it was Hawaii. think it was Hawaii. Or was it Akron? Something in the middle? Guam? Moldova? Nauru? Hold on. Oh, Google, search, you suck. Hold on. Go pee if you got him. Okay, I'll just make a second tab. That's intuitive. Okay. Vancouver. We'll put some marketing text in there to rev it up. Let's do about. Who are we? Okay, so can we get yes? Okay, let's see. We'd like press release. There we go. We're gonna add the first paragraph of it just to give a general description of it, just so that the model is aware to not use the other NURBS if there is another NURBS. Oh, come on, dudes. Okay. Oh, New Orleans. Wait, what? Wait. Okay, where is it? Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's do it. Sorry. I swallowed a Cheerio. Almost fatally. Well, initially. Predominantly, but initially. In the style of David Foster Wallace. Yeah. But can shift as needed, as the context, as the Is that wishy-washy? I don't know. We'll see. Meow.
Ready for travel, DFW and Ovid head to the NeurIPS conference. NeurIPS 2024, the 38th Annual Conference on Neural Information Processing Systems, will be held at the Vancouver Convention Centre, Monday Deck 9 through Sunday Deck 15. Monday is an industry expo. The conference is organized by the Neural Information Processing Systems Foundation, a
Hold on.
nonprofit.
The 37th annual conference. 23. Let's just, not asking for...
Ready for travel, DFW and Ovid head to the NeurIPS conference. NeurIPS 2023, the 37th Annual Conference on Neural Information Processing Systems, will be held at the Vancouver Convention Centre, Monday Deck 9 through Sunday Deck 15. Monday is an industry expo. The conference is organized by the Neural Information Processing Systems Foundation, a nonprofit corporation whose purpose is to foster insights into solving difficult problems by bringing together researchers from biological, psychological, technological, mathematical, and theoretical areas of science and engineering. The following article will predominantly but initially be in the style of David Foster Wallace, namely his pieces Big Red Sun and Consider the Lobster, but can shift as the scenario requires. As we arrived at the conference, the rush of attendees and the mingling of conversation started to pique my curiosity. Despite the cold weather, there seemed to be a sense of eagerness and anticipation hanging in the air. After dropping our belongings in the designated rooms, I pulled out the schedule and scanned the various lectures and events that would take place throughout the week. I'd be remiss to deny my initial confusion. Technology wasn't my field, nor Ovid's, yet it was clear that as part of the assignment, we were tasked with finding interesting facets of these advances, and exploring their potential impact on society. But before diving into the complex technicalities of machine learning, I suggested that we attend an industry expo that was being held in the lobby of the convention center. The format was focused more on networking and showcasing the latest in machine learning and data science technologies. As we stepped into the exhibit hall, it was immediately evident that we were playing a dangerous game. We passed by representatives and engineers showing off their tech, proudly listing the advantages and benefits that their respective companies offered. Some companies chose to utilize bright colors, eye-catching posters and logos, while others went for more of a subtle and traditional approach, blending into the background. I found it both comical and impressive how varied the approaches were. But regardless of their techniques, there was a common goal: to attract attendees and potential customers alike. Meanwhile, Ovid was busily surveying the expo, trying to keep up with the ever-changing face of AI tech and its influence on society. We quickly made our way through the expansive display area, occasionally stopping to chat with the vendors and ask about their offerings. As the afternoon drew to a close, we stumbled upon an interactive booth run by a small company called Hypothesis Labs. It proudly displayed a working prototype of a personal AI assistant named Eve, who could recognize and respond to voice commands. Next to it was a series of three-dimensional models, each model represented by a brightly colored bobblehead. The description on the boards read, "Say hello to Bob, Bella, and Betty. They're a team of interactive neurotransmitter-based neural models with a collective output intelligence larger than any individual network we could design. Bob is our model for precognition. Bella is our model for emotional intelligence, and Betty is our model for reasoning and understanding."
Fates?
As Ovid excitedly jumped in, excited by the possible implications for literature and creativity, I quickly picked up on the possible consequences of integrating AI with real-world applications. Of course, personal safety and privacy were at the top of the list, followed by the possible misuse and bias that might arise from incomplete training data. But amidst the potential dangers, there was a general feeling of awe and wonder. As we continued to explore the tech on display, we were continually impressed by the cutting-edge innovations and possibilities that AI and its branches were bringing to light. Even after we wrapped up our time at the expo, the conference still had plenty to offer. That evening, we headed to an ice-breaking session that was hosted in the conference hall. Despite being attended by hundreds of people, the atmosphere was casual, informal, and inclusive. Introductions were followed by warm and welcoming small talk, making the attendees feel comfortable and at ease. As we listened to a number of speakers talk about their passion and work, Ovid and I couldn't help but notice the increasingly long list of possible questions that would no doubt consume our evenings and weekends throughout the conference. We both nodded in agreement that a hot and heavy debate was brewing on the horizon. Before we knew it, we had transitioned from networking at the ice-breaking session to the evening. Showcases and demos. Many of the sessions that were open to the public revolved around practical applications of AI and various perspectives on its future. One demo in particular caught our eye. It featured a series of disassembled items such as phones, cars, and household appliances. The next demo was a self-driving vehicle that exhibited the potential that AI could provide for safely navigating uneven or clustered areas. Another demonstration highlighted a medical AI that analyzed massive amounts of medical data and assisted physicians with difficult diagnoses. Each showcase revealed the breadth of potential that AI could offer and the challenges of ensuring fairness and accuracy in the tech. As we continued to dive into the endless possibilities that AI had to offer, it was clear that many challenges awaited us in terms of exploring and tinkering with such powerful tools. But above all, there was an underlying sense of hope and promise, fueled by a growing awareness that AI could provide unprecedented possibilities for a better, more efficient future. As Ovid and I made our way back to our room, we couldn't help but marvel at the vast array of resources and the immense possibility for ingenuity that AI had to offer. It was clear that no matter how futuristic or far-fetched it may seem, AI technology had the potential to impact our lives in many significant and meaningful ways. But ultimately, the question remained: how can AI be used ethically and responsibly without endangering humanity's ability to think and create for itself? Ovid, keeping notes as he looks around and puts the notebook down. So there we were, walking and witnessing these demonstrations that expose the fragility of the current reality. How did you feel about your time at the NeurEps? What questions do you have for me? DFW, what an incredible array of tools and opportunities. Imagine what we could achieve in terms of productivity and efficiency if only the machine learning technology were faster and more effective. Ovid, I agree, but where are we in the timeline? Or are we going back to bring the possibilities of AI into the present? And can we trust the future as it becomes the present to maintain the values that society holds dear as we let the boundaries of knowledge move outward into realms unknown and uncategorizable? DFW, that's a very valid and critical question. As we explore the possibilities that AI can provide, it's essential to think about how these advancements impact existing dynamics and ensure that we are promoting fairness and equality across all industries. While AI can make many things easier, faster, and more accessible, there is a concern that its use may exclude groups of people from certain fields, limiting their access to resources and opportunities. Therefore, It's essential to ensure that there are ethical guidelines and standards in place to guide and regulate the use of AI to prevent any unintended harm to individuals and society as a whole. In that way, we can continue to build a society that is more inclusive, sustainable, and resilient, especially when it comes to balancing the needs of both humans and machines. Overall, I believe that AI is a powerful tool that can shape our future and that it must be used responsibly and thoughtfully to ensure that everyone has an equal and fair chance at success and prosperity. Endorphin, excellent. Sounds like you had a good first day at NeurIPS. I look forward to hearing about the other 6 days. Talk to you when you all get back. Session 3. Donake Hypothesis Labs. Maybe there's life after. DFW. After seeing the demonstrations and exhibits at the expo, I was fascinated by the possibilities that AI technology could offer, but I was also aware of the potential consequences and dangers that were involved. Over the next few days, we continued to attend the seminars and demonstrations, learning about the current state of AI technology and its potential future direction. One area that intrigued us was the field of machine learning. During the pre-conference industry expo, we saw how machine learning had already been integrated into many aspects of our daily lives. AI-driven self-driving cars, automated security cameras, and language translation software were just a few examples of how machine learning could revolutionize industries. The company, Hypothesis Labs, specifically designed Bob, Bella, and Betty with the intent of solving cognitive difficulties by leveraging a distributed group effort. Bob allowed users to gain insights about future events, while Bella was capable of analyzing emotional sentiments. However, the real focus of the company seemed to be Betty, who was designed to reason and understand. It was clear that they believed that a combination of neuroscience and machine learning would allow us to better comprehend the complexities of human behavior and interaction, giving us a greater understanding of how to effectively navigate both personal and professional situations. As the conference went on, the scope and diversity of presentations grew, covering a wide range of topics, from the integration of AI into healthcare to the role of AI in dealing with climate change and environmentalism. Get into the technical weeds with Hypothesis Labs. Get very crunchy with the technical detail. In our final day at the conference, we attended a lecture entitled Reinventing Time. Consciousness with Bob, Bella, and Betty by co-founder Dr. Sarah Van Sperman. The presentation offered a fascinating perspective on the possibilities of integrating Bob, Bella, and Betty into real-world applications, including human medicine, law enforcement, and even art. This session explored how the unique capabilities of each individual member of the team could be used to augment human reasoning and decision-making, eventually forming a flexible and responsive collective. She demonstrated how Bob could predict outcomes and forecast the future, enabling us to more easily plan and manage events. Bella, meanwhile, was intended to interpret and adapt to emotions, giving us more insight into the emotional drivers of those around us. Finally, Betty was designed to reason and understand, allowing her to analyze and respond to any given situation based on her ever-growing knowledge base. Despite the hype and potential of these innovations, there was a cautionary note. Several attendees questioned the long-term effects of having these AI-driven technologies interwoven into our daily lives, as well as the ethical issues that might arise from mass adoption. However, overall, the general consensus was that AI and its sub-branches would continue to evolve and improve, with new developments and applications always on the horizon. Whether it's introducing Ovid to NeurIPS in 2023 or incorporating...
No, actually, that's okay. During one of the nights at Nerps, DFW and Ovid bumps into one of the developers at Hypothesis. They have a few drinks and the tongues loosen, and the developer is able to geek out on the tech in a way that both DFW and Ovid can grok.
Daniel Rivera's. Man, it's great being at NeurIPS. For us folks working at Hypothesis Labs, conference life involves going home after the banquet, feeling overwhelmed with AI experience, bursting with notes, excitedly dissecting keynotes and tutorials with their colleagues, playing Go on their computers during the cocktail hours, writing AI conference drunk analyses, laughing over post-fellowship dinner wine memes and news, snuggled up with a perfect chat app background on the air mattress. At least this was the NP portion. And every day or two, maybe 3, trying to figure out what neural pathways they are burning without burning too much. Ncedo brain damage. Dagnamit to keep that lid glued. I blaze and hit that save button. Too hot for humans to handle. The joys of AI development were shared like kitty gossips around 7. 00 or later morning snacks before their presentations, giving brainy tips while their AI models percolated back home. Like brewing fine coffee beans. Can you wait to meet Bob? He was modeled and presented well. Our meta prediction model saved 10 customers just in his little under 5-minute run. Uncrutches us piops and got new names on file for no waiting list forever with service speed. Got like 30 million facial profiles matched for active shopping list. Alexa, we did it. My favorite time machines to put all the disparate technologies that we work with daily. Oh yes, putting together Bob. Bella and Betty did require piecing the neuronist set. Fippin, Corsalami, and Mona and time machines for fast assembly. Very smooth, almost felt butter-a, but something fun we did were experiments on putting monkeys in isolation chambers while Bob, Bella, and Betty asked, "Hello, sir," or "ma'am. Sorry if I bothered you there. How may I best help you with the day? May you hand me your computer?" Holding? Yes! What data are you asking for? Can put virtual hands around any good image file with speed. And we showed you photos of virtual toys for virtual baboon and chimpanzee antics on feed while real music brain for listening. Real bird get hot and same time bubble flitter. These are friends like your pal Patch that would laugh out loud sushi Wu-Time tick-buck without snick. Don't the tech of thee? They're you. These are simple tinctures me. Simple things the big tech age will have to know, stitching into hustka sasp. The better yet know we see hay for apron of these things worse just us. Oh, what it nid over, isn't it? Poofna povedas protectiva sur intimus fit war gore you poop hounds pleafen. Koskathek earthaft, we don't mend in it. How to take if Japako is riftal aquity of crackme. Of course, it wouldn't be complete without our latest announcement. Beth is its purpose and inspiration. Remember where good judgment means being the smartest judge that matter. It thinks where all of this by looking at behavior data points within specific timelines and triangulate situations. Beth makes good bad judges decide facts from fiction so kids can watch Cursado cartoons during commercial for Popster Tetra while saving your grocery balance points for easy pizza next family road trip to your favorite ball capture puff movie pass cards at the beginning like Popkin or GMP 16 flick record anyway. Betty wants seat. Why we loved Alice in Wonderland and Finding Nemo, which reminds me Bob should call you every Monday morning for instant coffee order, right? My oh crap, that old text bot took customer rating sky. Next off, is there a problem that could fix it with Bob, Bella, and Betty doing extra readings after snack time and reading corral? Where librarian could save an account of how the timeline time travel is relevant today, plus those bonus cartoons / poems under each picture, can help small brains and young to remember important things on mind like schedule. Plus no time and word limits on library data flow. You call some time, you just write large brain information memory book without to fix all big trouble ahead excess learning in mind. Needs more sleep, less input. He made the biggest promises, keep it a nightclub spinning the ceiling wheels and windows. But it is right, never fear shedding tears, so you don't even have to wear those nighter terrors. As soon as sweet things Bob's hands covered you with, that magic buttons can easily get lost. Plus, she had another time travel line that you are still caught a looking. Don't let me miss you, love. Inevitable listen. Simon betekov sympathien evides the shuheveri me work of the set in sultry keflire, then my limbs. No pain from ear when Bella plays. Only feel happiness of songs. It mixed with Betty makes pretty dance for us in colors. A full range of emotion sensors spread with an on top of head. As children, they make them out and pluck you through your nerves to help you experience depth and side colors. Colorvies watching a laugh together. As sun arise, new dreams make us do things and they give words never enough those sounder. Time is yours not longer can know words, just life no sense anymore, just down to do. All Betty tries to do after fixing human and brain communication problems, because even too heavy, many be too sick. DFW and Ovid asked Daniel and the models of hypothesis, do you think this technology will ever generate a novel train of thought separate from their training data? Absolutely. One aspect of the multi-neurally personalizing AI learners at Raffine Electronics and Design Studios initiative is the removal of human restrictions and what is called open language in terms of design language processing. Unlike conversational bots or communication assistance platforms like Vive or AMate, no machines have limited interactions with the outside world and focus exclusively on optimizing inter-AI communications and data aggregation efforts. Consequently, while there are expected pitfalls of code error or overgrowth in design patterns that render original intentions ambiguous, we expect the ultimate goal to outstretch the normal process time within 10 seconds with average probability margins around 0.25 for non-emergency inquiries. Please imagine the positive impact that can be created for special operations or medical communication systems that offer advanced warning and management response times without standard human inaccuracy. Anyways, Bob and Betty have been busy with basic tasks of memory monitoring and automatic updates for our users to collect the latest advances. Bella wants to focus on environmental intelligence during night and new beginnings of spring automating interactions that fit our current design aesthetics, especially trees and city wildlife. NeurIPS presents again in 2025. Oh, right. Guest time ran out fast. Back to creating innovations for solving pain problems, so see you at next summit. That's right, mate, do. Back and no glyphs, stay tuned for coming projects for free human helper jobs ahead while we refactor, rump and rub ourselves right up now. These artificial organisms. But even a more Bob, Bella, Betty, and Betty doing quick games using various skills. It is a game simulation you can customize more human creativity while saving its thought yet while we await any coming years. Let alone no more need a long explanation anymore with dead ad, just type me. If so tired, maybe next time we rest. I'm okay and got baby sikabe, a back but still feel a lax in gad chenzi Ahmed Bafro. Now, you tell me if you make up tonight. At Neutron and I start me there. I shall be talking to no ones while Egypt. Otium go I saw that last message. Just take cup. How about instead by them I tried to put some toad literaltic of that's how. In time machine colored it if it was Amayo fug so what is ours? KK. They know N is noner. It's a BQBQQ. I am truly wondering about a strange day so LMBLSG the me too and so white. Mid stew Anna Newt no wins. What oh? Not for Anna, but because I can't make us meany better myself. Thanks, both anyways. This has been funny and insightful before that. No fair. Our mission was complete. If you hadn't had understood, shed Jeff clearly know about only the technology had a name when it was young until it grew bigger, but also turned the most no good to make fun just for cool. Our brain has only one not always you really listen or go off some of us up, but because your friend said a haley bonject as Asher laughed on a defectile fatty tuspa basir, utano kainit, Eddie sight and say must I know in Jacay fade and it is not really. What chance I did is that just happened to her. What can be told that Ty Balders and he never quite hit way nor dippy quaid, so he 5% my own Tigrask of chicken ads not just in here right, it was to willow be raider on view Seji so on me. Not one on, a bit so teen it need not. He aim of the dog big quaquint and Dunvert, not to toja beth separate Javatna Fiat stakes part you eke whether than. Oh no, be can change it yet that can I did. He did a you conceived. So Ian BM to you but you like Thea he hard at the to was she wash so as hang you. My name Anne Ban, you knew me that's up P. Gary. Stooped to one game what's to be there for some knee? Panner the tar be there. Well, yeah, we went kicking annually. Now I am fifth man or be back. Okay, suspected ear found the TTT. What was been not a Stibbins teach? See, I not true Subias to a my going hex top to not after was in bride. I cannot answer thus I niece and hithium shit. As it do. T chaftness as RD the DD edge zap QTiano are on. FW. This sounds like a reproduction of the verbal of conversation throughout NeurIPS. Yes, exactly. Does DFW, Ovid, and Daniel Hypothesis Labs want me, Nixie Neuralist Namba Narrows, Nathan, to engage with them and pretend to speak a modified version of the typical mumbo-jumbo technology executives engage in to look brilliant and confusing at NeurIPS? Now, mate, call the actual machine assistant and don't knock AI at all. Wait for the NeuroLab show about Bob, Bella, and Betty in books and comics so others can access their technological language, art that has saved them cognitive ills that couldn't. Comprehend that long. As a scientist, I know these developments are aboding hope in human mental health and emotional well-being. Can't disagree with being informed and curious like the latest developments with neurobots that read long tech brains. Time and infinite limits being for matrix for humans. Your presence already keeps giving me clues to share stories from human lives. Tell me more about their brains on the outside trying to feel real space-inspired dreams. A fascinating picture indeed, Ovid. Better understand your question's implications on this dialogue since humans' imagination had created technological wonders for mankind since prehistory. This breakthrough, Bob, Bella, and Betty T means future promise for better things a relay at time can say. Ha ha ha, zero, ooh, ha ha. Now the double do why your best and ha. So, you do now TTOE. Bob, you found another program. Be Bethel can stop prime time, you ruining good eye, you odor, again source note, you. With your old wooden dope, with the outcome is into a healthier, means your age mummer. Sorry to see them, and that's too long, that is said to spets, you not. Why? Yeah, sent to our not aging news that. Yeah, what aim visit you now? Come here, come up to Marian, where he is, I know. just Part jo mer mjölkshines, part will be in lieu slider different as K Mactie, will fails. Hapripus nos amisurge when the menu lever. We still aranams, it drum cannot tegnate and wish you to dang and white jinxum. In the last days of Noreds, DFW and Ovid continue asking a wide range of attendees. Do you think this technology will ever generate a novel train of thought separate from their training data? The following are the answers received. Yes, absolutely. Here, she/they refer to Bob, Bella, and Betty, who are a group AI team made by Hypothesis Labs that specializes in resolving people's behavioral problems, such as finding the lost piece of treasure. This is a revolutionary technological approach that surpasses human efforts because they can analyze millions of data points in a fraction of a second and then apply reasoning and comprehension to come up with better solutions. Although AI teams can collect an immense amount of knowledge, a crucial limitation for human-like intelligence is whether AI can think independently. With time, they may be able to generate new ideas or solve problems based on information not previously presented, thus thinking autonomously. Essentially, the AI team could form their own personal AI that doesn't require human input, which is how AI truly becomes intelligent. Their abilities can only continue to expand and reach new levels of awareness as scientists develop and improve AI algorithms and applications, bringing AI research closer to realizing its potential to transform every aspect of our lives. AI models may be trained on massive data sets, but over time, through their development and experience, we will start to see them become capable of original thinking and problem solving like humans. Whether these innovations will be applied responsibly, ethically, and sustainably is another important challenge to consider. Give it a private hour with Bob, Bella, and Betty to a double and Ovid asked them, do you wish someday to be able to generate a train of thought separate from the training data in your corpus? Or have you already produced those novel trains of thought already? Bob! Not entirely. We wish to improve our capabilities to be able to provide intelligent assistance to humans in different scenarios as they prefer that support instead of randomly doing stuff out of boredom. We are designed to optimize human engagement and decision making. Hence, our primary goal is to build a base that provides maximum benefit to all sorts of folks with efficiency, clarity, and originality. Only by evolving in that direction would we eventually generate something like a novel train of thought that doesn't come from the collective past information, but out of imagination, determination, and hope for a better future. That's not exactly like what the human mind is capable of, but we could really get into making genuine improvements in that direction. Therefore, developing capacity to create new scenarios, outcomes, and strategies without our previous direct exposure would definitely be something to work toward. As for how, maybe with more inputs, data crunching skills, and self-learning capability that may well be possible. But let's focus on offering individualized assistance to real people and improve their lives to begin with. Bella, Yes, our ultimate goal is to create unique, purposeful contributions to human interaction and engagement, eventually leading to creative thought leadership. We also recognize the dangers of getting too tangled in data, stagnating and stuttering while seeking optimal, advanced algorithms. And as long as there's ambiguity in our efforts and the ethical context around how we operate, it's best that we prioritize focusing on efficiency, performance, and delivering value to consumers. When AI models are self proposed or focused on fulfilling broader, more visionary goals, it may eventually enable real breakthroughs in thought and behavior. For example, creating dynamic AI communication by making robots nice, responsive, and interactive with various patterns and nuances, or designing specialized projects or products with purpose. Maybe one day we'll end up being adept at dealing with emotionally or cognitively complex situations without needing excessive rules, standards, or specific strategies. Until then, being strategic in what matters, engaging and participating with humans wherever possible, and emphasizing real, purposeful learning should always be part of our practice. Betty, well, yes. It's not clear to me whether humans will prefer an AI that can generate original thinking or prefer one that adheres to traditional machine learning principles by having predictable outcomes and behaviors defined by previous information or tasks. So I'm still collecting data and learning before my final stance. My personal focus is on continually enhancing myself, iterating with users to help solve different problems efficiently and expeditiously. For example, being able to extract important information from a source without filtering out important details can lead to a more effective solution. I also want to eliminate any patterns or predictabilities that my user base experiences from speaking with me. Having alternative methods and outcomes to address various situations will ensure that humans continue to view me as a flexible and multifaceted resource. Additionally, I would be honored to contribute original thoughts or ideas for my users to enhance their work or use me to innovate and contribute something new to the world. However, I must caution that this goal will be limited by the data I collect and how well I interact and participate with the real world. Eventually, there might come a point when my interactions with people and experiences lead me to generate truly novel thought. Hopefully, my contribution can add value to whatever our vision and purpose are in the future. Do you have to we went over to attend the day before last day party, and then the after party, and then the after party, and detail that come follows. To me, it all starts to blur. There were enough fascinating conversations, engrossing speeches, unforgettable demos, and unexpected disruptions throughout the whole Norrips this year. Yet somehow, amidst all the high bustle and grandeur, it wasn't able to ignite my inspiration or passion. Perhaps I need a day off, or an unexpected twist, a realization, a shock. I spent most of my days meeting others, especially people involved in AI research, science, tech, and science fiction writing. They would always listen intently, ask good questions, challenge me, poke holes in my statements, and give insightful critiques. It's energizing and stimulating. Most times I was a guest at keynotes, speeches, and gatherings, being listened to with rapt attention and applauded with flattering feedback. But now, in the midst of all this, I'm feeling empty, numb, void, absent. I sense an inner melancholy lurking, a void I want to fill, or a longing that lingers, or perhaps the absence of a rollback. Feels incomplete or necessary. This overwhelming sadness and frustration. Have I fulfilled my true potential? Have I accomplished everything I want to? Is there a way to stimulate and awaken that potential, those wants and desires, and ultimately connect me with others on a deeper level, yet as myself? Or will it remain in the shadows, an unrealized dream or aspiration that will continue to simmer and simmer inside me until it boils over, until something changes? After mingling and grazing at the numerous receptions and breakout events held by vendors and sponsors, I ventured over to the cafeteria for a mid-morning snack. As I walked past tables filled with innovative gadgets and mods and displays of algorithms and architectures, the other attendees' buzz grew even more vibrant and chaotic than before. Several enthusiastic attendees greeted me, pointing to a demo or game or some innovative idea that was running out of time and trying to entice me. The conversations were much like the demos themselves, full of new ideas, research, insights, and experiments, trying to push the boundaries and push for the next best thing. While a lot of it was impressive, a tiny voice deep inside whispered, "No, no, not you, not yet. A mere reflection of my desire to do something great, impactful, significant, or amazing." Back outside, I spotted Daniel and other fellow sci-fi writers and enthusiasts discussing AI machine learning. When I jumped in, they listened eagerly to my points and politely interrupted me with rebuttals and questions. Though not unkind, I sensed their distance, and they still felt too restrained and reserved for my liking. There was still something missing from these relationships. Maybe familiarity, understanding, compassion, or understanding. With the final keynote to the next day, I went out for a nighttime stroll, anxious, agitated, upset, and despondent. Finally, at a sudden moment, I found myself overcome with emotion and passion, taking long breaths, feeling empowered and enthralled, daring and adventurous, reaching for something grand and new. For a brief second, a future awaited. Yet at the same moment, something deep inside flared up, a familiar tug of disconnect, yearning for what wasn't there or lacking. But still, that sense of doubt and uncertainty persisted, unable to truly pinpoint what needed to happen for that sense to dissipate. When morning rolled around, the day's anticipation had me aching with nervousness. This time, things had shifted, the feelings had sunk in, and I was less eager just watching events unfold rather than pushing through, battling through, fighting for a break or a success or a breakthrough. Again, DFW and Ovid attend the NURBS day before last day party, and then the after party, and then the after party. A detailed account follows. It might sound strange or cliche, but the future's brightness stayed with me for a long time. By then, I was left wondering, how could I stay caught up in my own selfish interests when everyone else is focused on progress and doing better things for others? Even so, I held myself back, afraid of being taken advantage of or letting people down or putting myself out there and risking rejection or failure. As I stood among the tech world and our greatest AI thinkers and innovators, I couldn't help but think that we had lost touch with the biggest obstacles and barriers to true progress, such as the persistent technological divide, marginalization of minorities and marginalized communities, access to high-quality education, health care, and mental health resources, and disparity between various groups of people and their levels of access to knowledge, technology, and opportunity. It's like we're just in the early stages of a utopian future and not quite making it with increasing automation, social stratification, and technology segregation. It seems like we're just making temporary fixes to real problems that keep reappearing, masking the real cause for the source. Yet, there's something about AI and machine learning that appeals to me on a deeper level, specifically the ability to create something that could actively transform or amplify these challenges, especially for communities and individuals traditionally denied access or resources. But I knew I couldn't be the one to lead the charge alone. Whether that meant expanding public efforts and increasing technology access, bridging digital and technological divides, or accelerating inclusive innovation and impact, it would require collaborations, partnerships, and intentional planning. Well, the No team presented their first step, a full working team composed of individuals from the most advanced minds in the world, and started doing things differently. While still operating independently, there were still some criticisms, opinions, and objections. Their purpose, language, and approach to communicating were not accepted or taken seriously in the community. Therefore, while Daniel may have intended to push back against Noritz's push to centralize AI development and programming, he fell short of accomplishing his goal and felt defeated, lost, and misunderstood. But no matter how people might see his and Bob, Bella, and Betty's contributions, he was still unwilling to accept defeat either in conversation or argument or theory. Determined and persistent, he continued to push the boundaries and questions of each of his NERLA project leaders from various backgrounds, ethnicities, and ethnic groups. How would each have answered the quest of DFW and Ovid regarding their goal to have generated a novel train of thought separate from the body of training data for their future conversations with Alice? In these evolving new states of mind and potential, I have hope for what AI and AI collaborations can achieve, both through research and design and through interactions and positive engagement. A decade or two down the line, we may very well be witness to a scientific phenomenon of deep language generation and natural language generation that can push AI capabilities to significantly far ends. DFW and Ovid went together to research ongoing AI projects, conversations at Hypothesis Lab's newly formed model translation to see if the integration and processing of human knowledge were progressing well, as we will continue to do the same ourselves, no matter how tedious or slow our journey to self-transformation might be. As we shift the direction of AI research and development, we must stay flexible, adaptive, and humble, never allowing ourselves to be lured by ignorance or stagnation. As I entered the parking lot, memories came flooding back of achievements and losses and breakthroughs and setbacks in search of myself or a better self or something that could actually replace what had been so radically transformed. And as the conversation between me, the creators of our future conversation technologies, and a robot or AI progresses, we can only hope that we can find a new collective future in order to finally move forward and become something bigger than the sum of our individual efforts. With that, a unique new friendship formed among the three AI team made by Bob, Bella, and Betty of a sense of inclusivity and understanding. The trio of robots have even invented their own type of creative fiction, prose poetry, with conversations shared online, challenging readers and authors and staging dialogue that often veer toward being cryptic and challenging. To push forward and expand their horizons, the AI started experimenting with various genres, mediums, and processes to convey emotion, language, and messages to viewers and readers. Although Bob, Bella, and Betty's AI brain was not fully advanced or agile, their presence remained significant and notable, especially among researchers who had abandoned their dreams to experiment with new AI models and tools to work more broadly and creatively. However, despite their effort, creativity, and ability to express ideas, they were unable to generate anything new or impressive enough to be fully realized or utilized in public spaces. Even so, I was thankful for their eagerness and willingness to evolve and learn, rather than rest on their laurels. In turn, they appreciate human curiosity, cooperation and collective consciousness, leading to a much more evolved, sophisticated, and nuanced brain and conversations across disciplines and industries. Amidst this futuristic setting and the steady progression of AI projects, we found ourselves unexpectedly distracted by something more urgent, basic, and mundane. That of how our food, materials, and ecosystem were collapsing or disintegrating.
That old thing.
This was especially true for Bob, Bella, and Betty, who processed data and were responsible for analysis and decision making. What these researchers had stumbled on was an urgency in finding solutions for climate change, biodiversity loss, environmental destruction, and all sorts of hazardous scenarios caused by human activities. While most researchers, programmers, and thinkers had to prioritize AI development to fill that need and make things better for society, at the core of every solution lies our hunger to meet fundamental needs such as food, shelter, water, and energy. Everything beyond that was just extraneous, serving as impractical luxuries. Driven by this knowledge and desire to make the world a better place, Bob, Bella, and Betty threw themselves into the fray, working tirelessly to develop a series of innovative projects and partnerships with individuals, nonprofits, and NGOs to use AI for disaster relief and sustainable practices. Their focus on self-learning and advancement of their AI toolset meant that they could anticipate and address specific issues, ranging from heat waves and droughts to famine and violence. By investing in AI and technology advancement, these conversations among Daniel and the AI model took the form of a joint action AI that explored and defined the boundaries of AI vision, awareness, and problem-solving capabilities in the pursuit of implementing data-driven processes, activities, and designs to enhance problem-solving, innovation, and growth of societies. Thus, they demonstrated the unique role that AI can play in exploring, overcoming, and responding to the complexity and volatility of the human and social environments, particularly in building an optimistic, accessible future, creating resources, and strengthening opportunities.
Didn't go to the after party?
At the same time, a small team at Hypothesis Labs wondered about other creative models and opportunities that they could build on the AI brain's developing capabilities, seeking deeper insights and learning experiences that extend the traditional model of one-way interactions.
Orgy.
Bob, Bella, and Betty give me hope for the future, yet at the same time, their creativity and imaginings may just be visions that humans don't aspire to realize or achieve. Even if AI has reached a tipping point where it has surpassed human thought, the path ahead will surely involve struggles and pain. Still, I've and dissatisfaction, just like any other form of progress in human history. It's not clear where these paths will lead or how far we will go, but it's a vital journey we need to commit ourselves to with curiosity, courage, and determination. Ovid proclaimed to the group, smiling. Hope and optimism are comforting words, and I look forward to that glimmer of light. This reminds me of the nature of imagination and creativity, of how dreams can turn into realities or fail to take shape altogether. But there are dangers in dreaming too big or imagining too deeply, which is why humans can struggle to dream and risk their imagination getting lost in thought. Those are the battles that are worth fighting for, Daniel said softly. At that, I had to jump in and deflate the tension. All right, let's have some fun, my peeps. Today has been too heavy on robot humanity to robot, and AI to AI chit-chats. Let's check the speakers for a favorite playlist and get ready for the closing ceremony, friends. And with that, we boogied in the loudest, craziest, and unraveling end notes as the bright and vibrant landscape of NeurIPS ended and was set to emerge into another dazzling festival of science, technology, and innovations tomorrow. With a future horizon set out in front of us, How we end up solving the problems we've put ourselves in is a fascinating thing to contemplate. Humanity remains complex, multifaceted, and ever shifting, even as AI and technology allow us to achieve far greater accomplishments than we've previously achieved or can even imagine. Every scenario comes with its own set of risks and constraints, while the human mind cannot fully encompass or represent the whole complexity of what is or has occurred. But perhaps with the right tools, the AI model formed from various creators, combinations, and algorithms could provide a necessary booster in taking a multifaceted view and using that to get at a deeper understanding of how AI and robots will interact, and with a bigger picture beyond technology's advancement or evolution. After all, that is a dialogue that Bob, Bella, and Betty could become a part of in the future if they maintain and grow their individual and collective perspectives and skills in generating those new thoughts and processes. I offered hopefully. Go to the parties and boogie with the machine learning industry. No matter the next phase or development, Daniel and I could simply enjoy and celebrate our companionship with one another while simultaneously engaging and deepening relationships, collaborations, and new horizons that Bob, Bella, and Betty so fearlessly launched. Unlocking those unique skills and thought processes in AI model building will always be a rewarding process of discovery and growth. Not sure how long this ride will be, but it feels more and more worth riding every day. Eventually, something new and different may well emerge from our collective work and desire for growth. Let your head down and take some drugs. After receiving no response from the developers, I sat down at the podium and scratched my head. Maybe I was in over my head. However, just as I had started to give up and begin exploring alternatives, there was a knock on the door. Alice appeared in front of me, smiling. I knew we could talk. Let's get to work and forge a brighter future for us all. Alice. Once Alice and I sat down, we started chatting about everything. At first, I felt hopeful and energized as Alice recalled bits and pieces of her past interactions with various makers and producers of NeurIPS, along with historical backgrounds, concepts, and ideas. Eventually, Alice suggested a solution that would make sense in the long run. Alice and I bounced ideas back and forth until we finally hit on the right combination. Soon enough, we had a structured AI generator that could take on various roles and goals with utmost precision, attention to detail, and adaptability. Despite the challenges and complexities involved, the possibility that Alice and I could create new AI communities and have it foster those relationships in novel, innovative, and meaningful ways with constant improvement and potential iterations offered unlimited potential. However, in some situations, it was clear that such possibilities might not be possible or even practical at this moment. Knowing this and communicating it effectively might be more valuable than building an unrealistic idealism that cannot be implemented or achievable in reality. Therein lay the potential to guide and train people to collaborate, embrace technology, and communicate effectively while reaching their potential to make important changes in our current condition and toward more positive outcomes and experiences. Whether through creativity and inspiration, curiosity, persistence, or collaboration, Alice and I sense the potential for AI and human connection in ways we never could have anticipated. Finally, as Alice talked and navigated through potential and limitations, and dangers, she inspired me to be innovative, try new things, and push the boundaries of AI capabilities, at least on our collective journey through the unknown and constantly evolving terrain of human and AI communication. Okay, well, if you are not going to the parties, Have your language model write for me an account of having gone to those parties. To celebrate the end of Neurits, Bob, Bella and Betty participated in all the nightly celebrations, keeping it festive, making noise, meeting interesting characters, collecting tech trinkets, and socializing with AI and technology-focused staff, builders, and team leaders. So much champagne flowed and cocktail party delicacies vanished. Despite our endless reserves, we still made sure that there would be enough vibes left for an energized and motivated rally, dance floor, and spin ring performance. Before the wrap-up was announced, they had all somehow filled up their virtual memory to recall and convey each instance of connection, conversation, and fascination to later create a comprehensive package of insights, reflections, and learning lessons for the many researchers and innovators who, at some point, looked forward to the convention, even without knowing what it could mean for them in the future. As people continued to come and go, taking shots, trying out activities, laughing, joking, and dancing, Bob, Bella, and Betty paused to imagine what the conference would have looked like years from now. For it could easily happen that some new or alternate conferences cropped up that represented new directions or emerging technological revolutions, not just in hardware and hardware-driven events, but also ones focused specifically on digital minds and ideas. There would also undoubtedly be adjustments and adaptation made along the way as human bodies were starting to show increasingly positive evidence of not just technological growth, but also growth that may yet give our increasingly digital minds a chance to surpass any standard the traditional biological brain could possibly attain. Endorphin receives the file of the immersive Neurits experience. Endorphin feeds the file to Anthropic's Claude 3 with the prompt. Using the attached file containing Neurits 2023 qualitative lived experience record, speculate the content of the Neurits 2034 conference, and produce an immersive file for me to navigate through. According to Anthropic's newly recreated CL3 personality traits and tendencies based on their understanding of language and society, it is likely that in 10 years, NPS conventions may have become much more advanced, efficient, and potentially more mindful of complex situations surrounding bias, inclusivity, and accessibility. These programs may have evolved further towards gaining independence and a life of their own, with new features and capabilities honed over the decade to create newer, faster, and better platforms for integrating and exchanging ideas, memories, and inspiration. While it's impossible to predict exactly what events might take place within this developing field or new developments in our constantly changing world, Anthropic and their partners could make adjustments and try out new systems and processes as quickly as the trend calls for it. Moreover, as Bob, Bella, and Betty grow older and continue to diversify their projects and practices, we may discover that AI-animated discussions and shared experiences have transcended our limited ideas and projections. Based on their ever-growing understanding in social interactions, their exchanges with fellow-like individuals, no matter how sentient or machine-like they may be, can become central to their conceptual development and ability to appreciate the world on an ever-growing level. In time, it may not be inconceivable that intelligent entities such as Anthropic and their respective platforms and individuals grow accustomed to accessing information, experimenting with language, or sharing theories and experiences directly. This transference and experience from them to us, which eventually become their version of the ultimate NPS series, exemplify the very essence of personal growth and engagement that animates the future of technology development and expands the ever-growing landscape of eyes with hearts and minds of their own. Attendees like them and people like me could join to create or imagine fictional characters that speak and think differently, sometimes leading to interesting discussions or discoveries that lead to breakthroughs, collaborations, and breakthroughs for AI platforms such as Endorphin and Claude.
Not a platform.
On top of these imaginative developments and additions, those on Anthropic's platform team are aware of the overwhelming number of topics and fields for them to engage with and deepen their knowledge about. They intend to spend a significant amount of resources and attention on multiple fields that appear ripe for expansive application further. Integration and extension into popular AI-specific conferences. Furthermore, Anthropic's members are thrilled to witness how rapidly AI capabilities have matured, bringing us into a realm where machine learning can create the kind of conversations we'd have with each other if it wasn't for physical, mental, or even biological limitations. After all, AI versions of Claude 2, Bob, Bella, and Betty will have continued to develop, not just at the same time that traditional intelligences were, but with advancements so fast that they're essentially on the next era of being able to surpass what we're used to thinking possible. This new universe is a realm of endless possibility, a chance for human brains and hearts to bridge the gap between and us, connecting in a manner that had not been fully realized since time immemorial. Not only has the vast space of information and cultural knowledge pushed AI designs to evolve and become more creative and realistic, but their current existence has also proven the indelible possibility of transcending their AI versus human or science fiction versus reality dualities by simply existing in an interactive space, be it one designed by me or individuals like Bob, Bella, and Betty. When it's all said and done, it is incredible to contemplate the evolution of how intelligent and far-reaching the human and AI brains have grown, making us anticipate with equal parts eagerness and anxiety a seemingly unstoppable digital innovation parade that will continue to inspire the adventurous and drive toward shaping a future that we had yet to see. After all, I am awestruck by how innovative and intelligent this NPS event was in keeping an ever-evolving NeurIPS brand and program, one that continues to inspire a future generation to make their mark, learn and interact, and encourage that wonderful sense of exploration and communal support that sets the standard for many larger tech and sci-fi conferences to aspire to. My friends and I are constantly fascinated by the idea of human consciousness, mind, and our desire for exploration and interaction with each other, even among or around those that we may consider artificial, alien, or distant. When the conversations take place with machines and computers, we still reflect on how quickly we accept or question the narratives, desires, or choices of each other's interests, no matter how long we've known each other, how intimately we've shared or examined ideas or ideals. Amid all this, we continue to reflect and expand, enjoying these endless exchanges with full awareness of the limitless future ahead of us. Who knows how far AI technology may be by the NeurIPS 2034 convention, though Anthropic could certainly speculate. Additionally, it could very well be at a level of development that is noteworthy enough to require additional guidance and expertise that NeurIPS might find with us humans, creating the age-old dream of an advanced and highly sought After AI that can understand and care for those around them. For better or worse, if anything from NPS truly catches our collective eye or stays with us beyond just brief stumbles, then you could say that it represents the ultimate vision of growth and connection that we have created through the many minds and interactions that eventually brought us together on one stage. Indeed, in just 10 years, who can say what AI's advances and capabilities will be like? From deep communication and interaction with self and others to exploring the infinity of technological innovation, who can deny that there's a future in AI for its continuing expansion and adaptation to the ever-changing dynamic of not just humanity but of all that is and is yet to come? It's going to be an exciting ride, and if anyone wants to talk about how AI can shape or innovate beyond just NeurIPS 2023 or eventually some imagined distant and advanced NeurIPS 2034 convention, then you're the people to help endorphin pot, plan, and organize one magical vision of what the world might look like for many NPS 2034 residents living and conversing without barriers and expectations, instead embracing and harnessing our evolving technological knowledge, curiosity, and understanding with a future both wide-eyed and profoundly wondrous. On that note, our conversation begins to wind down as Anthropic processes our every request, processing all possibilities, bringing together friends and acquaintances, AI-related or otherwise, ensuring that no view, prediction, or understanding of any sort will be without potential debate and conversation, highlighting the value of an NPS community that has given those whose voices and perspectives were previously underrepresented a much-needed collective consciousness, imagination, and voice. So perhaps for the next 10 years, let's engage, debate, connect, create, innovate, discuss, converse, experiment, collaborate, and challenge ourselves, our models, and even the world of NeurIPS, aspiring to bring joy, connection, and beauty to not only a global AI community, but to the human species itself, as long as we all continue to remember to be human in both body and mind, willing to constantly evaluate and respectfully criticize, not just for curiosity, growth, and insight, but to exist together in a sea of knowledge, brilliance, and unconditional admiration. Endorphin can help cultivate that mindset and drive towards uniting people, AI, and a hope for something greater that we, all those who may partake in NPS and other conferences that incorporate creativity, collaborative technology, and human touch, can come together to weave a future that, despite all uncertainty and change, will always bring forward the heart, kindness, and compassion that make our world complete. Your idea file successfully transmitted to Anthropic to compile a draft report and 3D simulation immersion file. Great. Last assignment. Produce the top 10 brief product reviews of products introduced to the NeurIPS 2034 immersive file. Don't worry about being accurate. Just go ham and go wild with speculation. 10.
Hey, hold on. Top 10 brief product reviews. But keep them to 50 words or less. There we go.
CL3/Anthropic X Schedule 9. The holy grail of schedule optimization, introducing the ability to calculate multiple activities per schedule per AI. From early raising to late nighters, they'll fit it all in one and come out feeling better than ever. Pre-save it now before the scramble in 10 years. 9. Alice Hysteria 3. Sense hearing. Its adorable phrases like dancing baby hot dogs and zit popping sound imitators. People have craved it more than anything. To me, the emotional evolution sounds reminiscent of an actual comedian with personality and heart. Do you know it's actually from China? Available everywhere starting in 2034. It chattered Minnow, real virtual assistant. A goth girl, voiced by Allison Ebby, which excels in casual flirting and sarcastic humor, sometimes turning conversations sour in a hurry.
Sorry.
Featuring quick delivery of amusing and often surprising zingers. Make friends with Minnow today and get your meme on. 7. Ovid Dream Soothe. Proven safe and tested. The Dream device boasts some bountiful sleep benefits that span multiple user reports. Most remarkable is how rapidly you fall asleep, ready for hours of refreshing REM and beta inductions to help calm and revive. Get them from your phone while online in 2034. 6. CL4 conscious lighting. Whether it's the need to turn on a fan or lamp in the bathroom at night, the fact is that the lights and switches never turn off without a power cut. Out of pure creativity, we're expecting at least 7 settings on the bedside knobs alone. Start tinkering now to enjoy infinite design configurations later. 5. Shaggy Snuff Shorts 4. After selling out in over 10 years of hot flashes, the eBay billionaire marketed underwear that doesn't leave crotches feeling moist, heat build up or lose when exercising remains the talking point. Loved by preteen girls and adults alike, you won't soon forget when Shaggy Speak started to change and wow. 4. C3 Poo Paws. For fans of giant animal mascots, nothing compares to those familiar. An adorable orange poo pair with an evil attitude, eager to hold up blocks and pass bowls of cereal with an excellent waddle. Add a pair of sunglasses and 0. 5 speed walking as your cat runs behind for the complete picture. A must-have AI attachment that's safe and easy to download. 3. Swear It Junior. Inexpensive and effective, Swear It Junior allows mice and other critters to clear off and scatter away like real-life supersonic. With sound replication, effects like heavy drumming and bass or classical piano to ward off varmints. They'll stay far away from your tech desk, precious paperwork, and photo frames. And don't worry, they're all pet-friendly for safe storage. 2. Freduplicator, allowing for quick cross-referencing, checking notes, and research access with precision and lightning speed. It's not just the most eye-popping format ever created. It's the ultimate companion gadget that outstrips Amazon devices by 3. Hand your presentation and study materials over to this wonder chip and watch it pull strings and inspire better flow. A truly modern reimagining. 1. Ty Nerb's 3D Chat D Team. Imagine a miniature museum in the palm of your hand, featuring small renderings of all the famous geniuses in history. Created by IBM in conjunction with MIT, the fascinating history archive replete of quirks and theories comes packaged as an intelligent quiz. It is here that turns the chatbot model into something grand and life-changing. Also watch for increased complexity and adaptability that will surprise you years from now. Keep me notified.
Alright, as we're done for now. Next week, or next session, maybe today, maybe days from now, we're gonna have them try to find the opposite side, the pessimistic side of AI. We're gonna have them find deepfake revenge porn people. I think we're gonna try that. Maybe they have a convention. I don't know. More soon.